back to another episode of Tube Talk.
Thank you, Kate, and we're very lucky to have you presenting this week.
Yes, Sophie has speech and drama.
Yes, and we're doing it early this week, aren't we, for a special reason which we'll talk about in a few minutes.
Okay.
Which is why she can't do it.
Should we get into the highlights of last week?
Let's get into the highlights last week. Rip into it. Rip into gear.
Yes. So we had 3 third-place getters, starting with Rip into gear.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, we had a really good week last week. We didn't get any winners, but all the horses ran well and they're all progressing. She was fresh up, really good run for third. Her last 100 metres, she was really finding the line. You know, she'll get over more ground this time in, and her maiden win is not far away. Very happy with her.
Cool. We also had Campari.
Yeah, very exciting. Campari, third in the listed Soliloquy Stakes, so she now has some very valuable black type. Really happy with her because she was right-handed for the first time and just wasn't as good right-handed as left-handed. And she just looked a bit flat at the 200, but then she grabbed the bit and charged home for third. She looks really well suited. She now goes to the Group 1000 Guineas over a mile at Riccarton. She looks really well suited by that. So that's pretty exciting. She's currently third favourite for it.
That's really cool. And we also had Zappa.
Yes, superb second start for a third. She had 2 thirds in a row. Wide draw, got back, but charged home late. Lovely mare, talented mare in the making, and up to 1400 metres in a couple of weeks' time, or actually in just over a week's time, and she should be hard to beat. So 3 really nice runs, and all runs last week were good.
Cool. Now let's get into this week.
Let's do it.
So it is a very big day on Saturday because Al Ward is running in the Lexus Stakes, which is very exciting because if he wins that, he could get into the Melbourne Cup.
That's right. Very, very exciting. So Al Ward has been very progressive. Still his first campaign in Australia, and he's gone from a 1-win horse through now to being stakes place last time. He's won 4 races for us, and he runs in the Lexus. So he's got barrier 7 of 10. It's a step up in what he's been racing against recently, but if it's a good track, which it looks like it will be, and there's a bit of pace on, he'll be suited. As I say, we're going to go in with no expectations, but knowing we've got a very good horse, and if he was to win, it would be very exciting. But as you said, Kate, it would mean that he'd run the Melbourne Cup, and that would be
really exciting.
That would be quite unbelievable.
Yes. So back in New Zealand, also on Saturday in Fielding, we have 3 runners.
We do.
And starting with Mighty Solomon, who's in the open 1400 metres.
Yeah, 2 starts go, very good second. Ignore his last start run. He drew like barrier 14 of 14 in the red badge sprint. He got bumped, knocked around, ended up getting back. He couldn't come from the back that day. It was just a run to forget. He's going really well. The track's a slow 7 at the moment. If no rain comes, it'll come well back into the dead range, but if you get rain, it'll be slow, but those kind of tracks are okay for him. He's got the outside barrier again, but a small field, looks like it'll only be 7 runners. And I expect to see him finishing off the race very well. And if he does, that'll set him up for the Group 2 Copeland's Mile at Riccarton in a couple of weeks' time.
Cool. Also on Saturday in Fielding, in the rating 75 1400 metres, we have Hazza Halo.
So Hazza Halo's been a victim of the terrible weather. She needs a firm surface. She hasn't had a good surface since she ran second in the Cracker Million. And her first up run was on a slow 9 track. We thought she'd run well, but it was too wet, and we've just had to continually scratch her race after race because it's wet. So we've got her at Palmerston North on Saturday. If the track ends up being a bit too wet, she won't run. She'll be scratched, and we'll look at Ellerslie next week. But we're running out of time with her. We really need to get a run into her in the next week if she's going to run in the 1000 Guineas. She's really, really well. Track conditions the key. She's drawn midfield. If the track is good to dead, she can finish it off really well, and she can put herself in the frame for the 1000 Guineas. So it's all about track conditions for her, but she's flying in training.
Cool. Then we've got in the rating 75 2100 Thorn Pass.
Thorn Pass is a race that we've had a look at him for a while. He ran very well a couple of weeks ago out of his grade. He is well, he's worked well. He's back in rating 75 grade. He's drawn a bit wide, barrier 13, but Danielle Johnson's on him. He'll roll forward. put himself in the race. Dead to slow track he won't mind. He doesn't want it really firm or really wet, but we should be getting reasonable conditions for him, and really interested to see how he goes. He should be very competitive on Saturday.
Awesome. Now it's time for Bit of the Week. So in race 1 at Tauranga, we have Power Dream.
Yeah, Stephen Marsh trained Power Dream. It's stepping up from maiden to open 3-year-old company, but it was very impressive, powerfully winning last start at its second start. There's a wee bit of form in the race, but I think some of it's false form. And I can see her racing handy and being very, very hard to beat. And, I think she's probably like a $2.80, $3 shot, but in a small field she may stretch out to $3.80 or $4, and I think she's a really good bet. So Power Dream at Tauranga. Race 1 is our Bet of the Week. I think probably one thing we've got to watch out for those it doesn't get too wet at Tauranga.
Yeah.
If it was Ranger.
Well, that finishes up Tube Talk for this week.
Thank you, Kate, and we'll be back next week, post Melbourne Cup, and we will see what has happened.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.